What we're going to do now is some more work on the 12-bar blues. You should remember the 12-bar blues when we learnt it way back in lesson 2 of session 2, and here we are about to use it again. You should be familiar by now with the layout of the way it plays 1 bar of E, then 1 bar of A, then 2 bars of E, 2 bars of A, 2 bars of E, then B7, A, E, and then back to B7 again. The B7 is the tricky chord in the whole thing there, and by now you should really be starting to be able to get it on time, or pretty close to being on time and changing and getting it accurate in there as well. It's important to really try. So what we're going to do is improve on it a little bit. Without doing anything too major again, we're going to make it sound really, really good. Just like all our little improvements, we're just adding little bits here and little bits there without doing anything particularly spectacular, but it all adds up to a great sound. So we have to learn some new chords. New chords, you say, on top of the 25 that we already know? Yeah, there's a couple of new chords, but they're not too hard. If you just play an E chord, which as we know is like that, and then what we want to do is just put the little finger down here onto the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So it becomes a 4-finger chord with the 4th finger down there. It's quite a tricky little stretch, but it's well worth it. And that's called an E7 chord. Let's give it a strum, play all the notes. E7 chord. Now we already learnt E7 in the last session where we just went crazy with the chords, but this is just a different variation on the E7. We'll use this chord in our blues and only in our blues. So if you see a song that has the other E7 chord in it, use the other one, which is just a 2-finger one. But for this particular exercise, when we're going to play the blues, we're going to use this 4-finger A7 chord. Now we're going to learn the E6 now. Now to learn the E6, all we have to do is take that 4th finger, the little finger, and just move it back to the 2nd fret there like that. That's E6. Now it's a bit of a stretch to get in there, but it's well worth it. So this is E7 here with the 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, and E6 with the 4th finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. So let's try them. There's E, then E6, then E7. Now we'll do the same thing with the A's. So we play an A chord. We put the 4th finger down here onto the 3rd fret of the 1st string, bring our thumb over the top, and there's our A7 chord. Now once again, we also learnt the A7 in the last lesson there, but this is just a different variation that we're going to use for the work on the blues. Now if we then take the little finger and push it back into the 2nd fret there, now this is a real squeeze to get all 4 fingers in there, and don't worry about it if it's too much of a squeeze, just try your best to really get it in there. That's called A6 like that. So we got the A6 with the 4th finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string, and the A7 with the 4th finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So we got 4 new chords now. We've got the E, the E6, the E7, and then we've got A, the A6, and the A7. Great little chords. Now that we've learned the chords, we can play a line of music now. Now on your screen and also in your book you can see there's 1 bar of music there. It's just 1 bar using the standard strum 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It starts off on the 1st beat with just the E chord. So on the 1st beat it's just 1 and. The 2nd beat we go to the E6 chord, 2 and. The 3rd beat we go to the E7 chord, 3 and then the 4th beat we're back to the E6 chord. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and notice how I'm changing the chords there. Quite a tricky little change trying to get the 4th finger to move independently of the other 3, because the other 3 of course on the E are staying where they are and it's just the little finger doing all the moving. But that's where the exercise comes in. We're going to train our little finger to do what we want it to do. So I'll play that again for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right. Let's move on to the next level of this then. Whereas what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the little finger off on the ands. So this is the tricky one. It's quite hard and it will take a lot of practice to get it right, but this is not too bad. So on the first beat, as you can see, we play the E as normal. On the second beat, on the downstroke we play the E6, and on the upstroke we go back to E. So on the and we're back to E. On the third beat there we play the downstroke on the E7, and on the and we're back to the E again. And then on the fourth beat we play the E6, and then on the and of the fourth beat we're back to the E again. So you end up with this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Quite a nice sound. That's called the open chord shuffle, where this is a blues shuffle using the E6, the open E, and the E7 chords there. It's a really good sound. Very familiar in a lot of blues music and a lot of rock music and pop music as well. So we'll move on and we'll do the same thing on the A now. So on the A, on the first beat, we're going to just do the 1 and, open A. And then on the second beat, we're going to play the 6th on the down only, and then back to the open on the up. On the third beat, we're going to play the 7th on the down, and then the open on the up. And on the fourth beat, we're going to play the 6th again on down, and the open on the up. So on the A, we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So try and listen very carefully to what you're playing to try and get those opens on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Right, now we'll try and do 2 bars in a row. 1 bar of E and 1 bar of A, using the open shuffle. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's 2 bars of the open shuffle, using our new chords, E6, E7, A6, and A7. Tricky little chords, getting the little finger moving independently as I mentioned, and real exercise and a real workout. Well worth it though, well worth the effort. Now we're going to use our new shuffle rhythm to try and play the 12-bar blues right the way through. Let's have a look at our music first. We can see it's all treble clef, which is what we want. It's got the 4/4 timing. Of course, we take the fourth, the top number being the 4, so it's 4 beats to the bar. It's got the chords up the top where it says E, E6, E7, and then E6 again. It's also got the rhythm underneath for the strumming, which is down, up, down, up. And as we can see on the third line, it's got a couple of accents in there, so we'll take note of that as well. As you can see, it's also got a little bit of writing that says use simile riff throughout. So instead of having to have it right the way through with the chords all up the top, which would make it look like a bit of a mess, it just says use simile riff, which is all we need. So let's try and play it now. We'll start off and we'll do the first bar, 1 bar of E, and then it goes to a bar of A with the 6th and 7th again. Then it's back to the E for 2 bars. Again, we'll play the riff using the 6th and 7th chords. Then A using the 6th and 7th, and then E using the E6 and E7. And then the bar of B7, a bar of A where we'll do the shuffle, a bar of E with the shuffle, and then back to a bar of B7. I'll play it for you very, very slowly now and very nicely. Just trying to get the rhythm in there, the nice down up strokes, using the little finger to get these chord changes, doing the riff just like we were doing last time. I'll count in. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 12-bar blues using the shuffle rhythm. Quite tricky to do, and especially tricky to get the whole thing consistent right the way through. You'll find yourself stopping and starting and making mistakes, but don't worry too much about it. Just keep on persevering time and time again, trying to get your little finger to move, trying to get the strumming in time, and everything working together nicely. When you've got it all going good, it sounds really great. It's well worth the effort. Now, with blues music, there's 2 types of rhythms we can do. We can do either the straight rhythm or what's called a swing rhythm. Some people play a natural swing, other people play a natural straight. So don't worry too much about one or the other, but it's just important that you know. This is a straight rhythm, like the pistons of an engine where it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and, which is where we've been playing the whole time throughout the course so far. We've been doing that type of rhythm, 1 and 2, and with very fixed timing. A swing rhythm is where it's a little bit of a lazy one, where it's more of a clippity-clop of a horse, clip-to-clop, to clip-to-clop, to clip, like that. So let's try and just play one bar of a swing rhythm. So that's a swing rhythm. This is a straight rhythm. And this is a swing rhythm. Can you see the difference there, or more, hear the difference? With the strumming, it's still doing exactly the same strumming on the up and downs. It's just that one's a bit lazy almost. So what I'm going to do now is play the 12-bar blues for you, up to a bit of speed this time, and I'll play it the first time using a straight rhythm, and then the second time using a swing rhythm. Now naturally blues is bluesy, and so the swing rhythm is a bit better. So it's up to you what you play though, nothing really matters, and it sometimes takes a while of playing guitar before you can accurately switch between the two. So for the time being. Anyway, twice through. First time, straight rhythm, second time, swing rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. With a swing rhythm. And you're now playing blues music there with a rhythm to the music and everything in place.